Welcome back to this week's Real Country File. It's been a wet week. I've been in the office for most of it, sorting out our charity tractor run at Christmas. So if you're near Liverpool and you want to, get yourself over to see that. Anyway, I visited the Midland Machinery Show last week. That was wet as well. But luckily, I visited someone with heaters. So here's Rex Nordic. Right, so we're at the Midland Machinery Show and I've come to the Rex Nordic stand. It is throwing it down, but it's lovely and warm here because he's showing off these new heaters which run off diesel, and they are, 100% efficient?
100% efficient. Burn off 100% of the diesel.
So actually no fumes comes out the top of them, only carbon dioxide. So every single calorific value of the fuel is turned into heat.
Spot on. So when you're getting this, it's getting you a pure 15 kilowatts of heat.
So my jeans are now currently steaming. And what's this here? Because you don't just do workshop heaters, do you?
This is our water heater, so what we call our bio heater. So this can be run off biofuel, just like our normal heater. So this will heat up any swimming pool, any hot tub, any swim spa, and it'll heat up a standard hot tub in just 2 hours.
From swimming pools as well?
Just swimming up to a 50,000 litre swimming pool.
Would it not be a bigger one of them?
No. No, what does a lot does a little.
No way.
Yeah, so it'll do a normal hot tub, 1,500 litres, from 7 degrees to 37 degrees in 2 hours.
And explain, so if you've got an electric hot tub, it costs what, 30 quid to heat up?
Yeah, so if you from cold, from 7 degrees to 37, costs you approximately around about £30. This will do it in 4 litres of fuel. So if you're on red diesel or anything like that, that's £4.
That's amazing. And is it legal on red diesel?
If you're on a farming site, agricultural, you're allowed to use it for agricultural use. So yes.
What about a holiday let?
Holiday let, then you're under a different band. So then that's why we recommend biodiesel, which you can buy as cheap as £1 a litre at the moment.
What about kerosene?
No. The problem with kerosene is kerosene has a high flash point, so therefore it produces it'll put carbon on the burner. It'll just basically not burn as clean as what it should do. Because this is the whole thing with our heaters, they burn clean.
There you go. So if you want to see it any more, check out the links below this video of the different things that Rex Nordic sells. So I think you sponsored this week's episode, so thanks for that.
Not a problem.
This last week, Angela was visiting the English Winter Fair and was catching up on a young farmers and young entrepreneurs initiative with loads of prize money. So this is it.
Today I'm at the Staffordshire Showground. It's the English Winter Fair. So I'm here with Richard Williams, who's Chief Executive of the event. So Richard, just give us a flavour. What's happening here today?
So this is the English Winter Fair, which also incorporates the National Pedigree Calf Show. So we've got classes for pedigree cattle, commercial cattle, various calves of various ages and breeds. And then we've got commercial sheep classes, pig classes, and then what is unique to this show is the carcass hall, where we've got about 50 lamb carcasses hanging, 40 odd pig carcasses, sides of beef, and then the Smithfield competition for ribs of beef and saddles of lamb. And then on top of all of that, we have got a range of agricultural trade stands and the Christmas country market where people can do some sort of pre-Christmas shopping.
So a brilliant showcase of everything agriculture, basically.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, okay. And I know at this event you're launching the Young Entrepreneurs competitions. So just tell us, what does this involve?
So basically, the society obviously wants to encourage young people in agriculture. And therefore the first competition is for a young achiever. That's somebody working on a farm, maybe their parents' farm, maybe working for an employer, but they're doing a sterling job in whatever area they're working in. Yeah. So the idea is we want to acknowledge that. So we're asking them to enter. Entries are open now by visiting our website, the Staffordshire and Birmingham Agricultural Society website, the members area, where there's a link to the application form. But basically there's £1,000 for the first prize and then £1,000 at the judge's discretion to be distributed amongst the runners-up.
So definitely worth applying
Yes,
and having
it
a
is.
go
And a very
financially.
simple application. You can even apply yourself. It doesn't have to be your employer, but a very simple application form. The judge will select the finalists and will then visit on farm to actually see what they're doing and getting a flavour of that. For the young achiever in a diversification business, what we're looking for there is somebody who has set up a diversification business on the farm and is obviously being successful in that. And for that, there's just a single prize, which is £2,000.
Okay.
So it is a really, worthwhile prize fund. The 5 finalists from each competition will be invited to the county dinner next year, an award ceremony which will be beginning of November. So the 5 finalists and a guest will be given complimentary tickets to the dinner, and we will then announce the winners at the dinner and give them their cheque.
Okay. Right.
I'm pleased to say that this competition is being sponsored by Ray Valley Tractors. Simon Clark, their chairman, is absolutely passionate about getting young people into agriculture and rewarding young people in agriculture, which is what this is all about. So we're delighted that they've come on board with it. I should just say that this is a competition for people who are 35 years of age and under, that they live in the county of Staffordshire or within 10 miles of the county boundary. But the competition opens now. You can go online and enter, and it will remain open until March next year.
Brilliant. Right. Okay. If you meet those criteria, you're in the right age bracket, you're in the right location in terms of being in the part of the country that it fits, then have a go at applying. It's just a really, really good pat on the back, as well as financially rewarding when people actually recognise the efforts and the successes that you have in farming. So we'll put a link to applying to this competition on our video description as well. So get applying now.
Thanks, Angela. Now over to Stephen, that's been visiting 2 young lads that have took over the family dairy farm.
So it's not every day you get asked to come along and speak to 2 20-year-olds who are running a successful farm, part of succession within their family. The Hewitts are doing just that. So young people getting into farming, real focus of this visit today. Rosie and Freddie Hewitt. Rosie, tell us a little bit about the farm. How many acres are you farming down here in Lancashire?
We're farming 350 acres at the moment. We're milking 195 Holsteins. We've got about 300 head of young stock on.
Freddie, you're talking about milking. How many times a day are you milking?
Yeah, milk twice a day, morning and night.
Can I ask you the question, the elephant in the room? How old are you both?
I'm 24.
I'm 25.
So how have you ended up running the farm? I know you run it with your sister as well, don't you? Tell us a bit about how you've ended up in this position.
Yeah, well, about 2.5 years ago, my uncle wanted out, so we had to buy him out. Then my dad retired last year, just due to ill health. So yeah, we've taken on the farm. It's our full responsibility now. It's a lot of work, keep busy all the time, but it's good. You can do your own thing, push where you want to, and yeah, just crack on really.
Are we talking, when you say push where you want to, are we talking modernisation and changing and?
Yeah, just making changes. Things that Dad and uncles didn't necessarily want us to do in the past. Obviously, we've diversified now, but we've done other things other than that. Yeah. So
one of your diversifications, I've seen opposite the road. Tell us a little bit about that.
Our milkshake shack, yeah. We opened in May. It was a big decision, something we've thought about for a while, buying a milkshake vending machine. Yeah, we're pleased we've done it. It's going really well. It's a lot of extra work, but it's worth it. It's going well.
Yeah.
Freddie, I'm guessing any kind of extra cash coming in is going to help the books.
Yeah. Just gotta make sure it pays itself off first, and we know it will do. then you got to think where you're going to go next. We are thinking of other ideas to put alongside the milkshake shack, and I think it's a step in the right direction, really. It's been an idea for a few years. We spent 12 months looking at vending machines and deciding what we wanted to do properly, and then we got a plan together and went for it. I think it's the best decision we've made, to be honest.
We can see behind your shoulder you're on a busy main road, so obviously a lot of passing traffic. Are the locals of Napier and Geistling, are they taking to the Mook Shack?
Yeah, it's gone down really well. We've got a primary school down the road and a bowling green down the road and the gymnastics down the road, so they all come a lot. It's really good. And yeah, all the locals. We also get a lot of people from further away, like Manchester, and all sorts of people that have seen it on Instagram, and yeah, it's going good.
So what made you choose milkshake vending machines in the first place then?
So we just thought, there's more money to be made out of locally produced free range milk. So we wanted to skip the middleman out. We looked into all different ways. You could have your raw milk, you could have your honesty box, stuff like that. But when we looked into it, we looked at a few now, haven't we? 4 or 5 different ones, and the milkshake seems to be the best option. People like the novelty of coming, seeing the cows in the field grazing in the summer, and just getting a glass of milk or milkshake that's freshly milked in the morning, freshly put in the vending machine straight after, and it can't get any fresher, really. And
I guess you've kind of cut the middleman out if you're going straight to the public with your product. Yeah,
well, that's it. Because when you get a bottle of milk off the supermarket shelf, it's a lot different from what you get paid on farm, and it's taken them 2 or 3 days to process it and get it to the supermarket anyway, at least. So with ours being fresher, it does last longer, and most of the customers said it tastes nicer. So
and it's different because I know that that's like a side venture. I know you've got a really good working relationship with the Lancashire dairies, who pick up the majority of your milk. You're happy with how they're working. That's going away making yogurt and all kinds of products that you see on supermarket shelves, isn't it?
Yeah.
How long have you had that association with them?
We've been with Lancashire Farm for 5 or 6 years now, at least. Yeah. So that was one of the first things we did have to do. Speak to them about it and make sure they were happy with it, because obviously they still take the majority of our milk, so we did not want to upset them. So spoke to them. They're happy for us to do it. They like the idea of us.
When we asked them, they said, "Oh yeah, that's fine," because we were a bit skeptical. Will they let us? Some companies are a bit, they're not so keen on you sending milk elsewhere, but they said, "Oh yeah, sure, send us some samples."
Yeah, they like the idea of it, didn't they? They like the idea of the milkshake and the public, and they're coming straight to the farm, getting it. The bottles, we have our own bottles.
Even the tanker driver gets a milkshake every day now.
Every day. Yeah, they ask us every day what flavours we're on. Yeah.
So you mentioned free range cows. What makes your cows free range then?
Yeah, so our contract. They want us to aim to graze our cows 180 days a year. That's so they can claim the free range badge, which can be a little bit difficult sometimes. We've invested to make that happen. We've put cow tracks in, we've invested in more gateways, bigger troughs, stuff like that, and just so we can get the cows about when the weather's just pushing a bit.
Yeah.
But with the last few years, we've done it easily, really.
Well, it's been absolutely torrential on my journey here. And there's still cows in the field over the road that we saw earlier, so something's working.
Yeah, they're young stock, so they're on the driest fields now. The last few days out at grass, the cows have been in 3 weeks now, 3-4 weeks. Once they've done the 180 days, they come inside. But in summertime, there's money to be made out of grazed grass. We cut concentrate use down. The cows love going outside. The spots are clean, they smell fresh, and I know some systems work better with keeping your cows inside, but no, I think we'll always graze cows.
Thanks, Stephen. Anyway, you can see more in part 2 next week, where they're talking about succession planning as well, so that should be very interesting. Anyway, I'd like to also thank again Rex Nordic, the sponsors of this week's video, which are making these videos possible. So thank you again to them, and the links to to their website is below this video. So as ever, thanks for watching this week. Thanks to all the people that have took part and all the people that have made it happen, and hopefully see you all next week. And if you've not subscribed yet, click subscribe, and we'll see you next Sunday.